Hey guys, so in today's video we're going to do or actually you're going to look at something I came up with. So this is a foam skeleton head that I put some white duct tape around it, kind of mold it around so you wouldn't see really the detail that was drawn onto the skeleton head. It was just basically dark colors and stuff. So this actually is going to make for a good projection that I want to do. So MSFX sells 3FX or 3D FX, kind of like they inflate and then basically you project onto them. Well, I just kind of wanted the head because basically I'm going to shoot faces onto this skull, and then basically you'll get to see this in a little bit. So behind it is just squished up because I only put one layer of this material around the skull because it actually works a lot better, and I notice Atmos FX does it to their units as well. They actually use their projection material, which is like a hologram or a illusion, I should say, material that they use in Windows and different other stuff, but they also put it around their 3D FX kits, and it does actually make for a better projection when you have that material on there. Now this is basically just a material I picked up at Walmart. Excuse me. It was I believe it's tulle they call it, and it's just like a little mesh gray material. So we'll get to see that in action a little bit, but I wanted to show you basically what it looks like, well, what the head looks like without the projection hitting it. We'll also be using this really cheap Amazon DRJ projector that I've had probably for about 3 or 4 years now. Probably paid about $60 for it, I think, at the time, and it does have like media slots and stuff on there, but all in all it's probably got a lumens rating of maybe like 300 or 400 or something. It's really not for projection mapping per se to an entire house, but it's good for like windows, and I use it for other stuff too. I actually hung it from a tree and was shooting the creepy crawlies Atmos FX videos with it on the ground, and the kids got a kick out of the little things running all around the ground outside. So always trying to look for something out of the box, but I know a lot of people use these 3D FX type equipment, if you want to call it that, to actually make more of like a 3D projection mapping. So that's what we're going to do today. So I got that, and I'll be using the good old neumi Atom 4K light media player. So that's the media player that I'm going to use with this purchased trigger that's sticking out right there. I just got the wire being held on by those little wire strippers there, but you'll get to see how that comes into an effect later on. So let's take a look at this quick. I'm going to kick the projector on here and we'll take off from there, so bear with me. Alright, so I tried to dim the lights down a little bit. My computer monitor is actually making it really bright in here, but you can definitely see kind of what's going on here and the idea of what a 3D FX type thing looks. So on different angles and stuff, you can actually still see the projection, which makes it nicer for people walking around and stuff like that. So basically I'm going to trigger this right now so you can actually see what's going to happen with it. So this is part of the witching files that Atmos sells. They actually have them set up for the 3D FX kits as just the heads, which makes it easier to manipulate. Some of the other ones I'll have to manually manipulate. This one here, what I had to do is break up the file because they had one big long file that continuously played. So I used DaVinci Resolve, my video editing software, and I was able to break up the file and basically blend in a beginning and an end, basically. So this is the buffer file that I created with taking a couple of, well, basically it was 10, it was one still image that I've just multiplied for like a 10-second window and then created my own little buffer file. So after every little trigger, she'll go back to the sleeping mode here until it's triggered again. So I'll have this set up eventually on Halloween where she'll have like a full witch's outfit on, and basically when the kids walk by or whatever, they'll trip the sensor, and then she'll go into her sayings once they trip the sensor. So we'll take a peek at like one more saying that she's going to do. And now she's going back into her buffer file rest mode until she's tripped again. So that's basically how this works. Whether or not I improve on this head that I just kind of put together quickly, it was just something I had up in the attic. I have a bunch of these heads from some old props and stuff, styrofoam skeleton heads. So I figured I'd try to make my own 3D FX type head. Instead of investing, I think Atmos wants like $70 for their inflatable ones, and I really didn't want the whole inflatable thing. I really don't like inflatables to begin with. So when I build her, I'll build her out of PVC pipe and stick this foam skull on the top where the head placement should be, and then just project the face. So she won't have arm movements or anything like that unless, you know, I really get crazy. But the kids will definitely get a kick out of this when they're walking by, because they'll see her face, and then when they trip the sensor, she'll start talking to them and stuff. So always something to do. We're in June right now, almost the middle of June. So it's never too early to get started on these things. Some people like me were waiting for Home Depot to get more animatronics for this year. We're waiting for the Code Orange drop. But unfortunately, until the Code Orange drop actually comes, if it ever comes, we do what we got to do to, you know, keep ourselves going. Like I said, there was Grim there. I modified him, added some lights to him not too long back. So he'll be new and improved for this year. This, as well as the haunted house, I'm going to mix up some stuff inside the haunted house this year with some different stuff, and the full-blown projection mapping that I do on the house. So, alright, you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. Till then, be safe. Peace out. Bye.